I started off my project by giving the laundry room a fresh coat of paint. Then I stepped outside to work on my open shelves. All you have to do is get a board from Lowe's. Make sure that you sand it down really nice so that it's smooth around the edges. And then you can stain or paint it. I am using Minwax in English Chestnut. And just make sure if you are using a wood stain that you put on some gloves so it doesn't make a huge mess. I like to use a sock to apply it to my wood, and that's just because this is a rag that I'm going to throw away, and I think that it works really nicely for staining wood. Make sure when you're staining that you go with the grain of the wood. Just take your time, wipe it on. You don't want to put too much or it will be sticky and disgusting, so just barely put any on your rag and rub it all the way so the whole board is covered, top, bottom, and the sides. Now that that's done, you'll probably want to wait an hour or so that it dries. I am impatient, so I just wiped it down and I started with the brackets. I used 3 of these black metal brackets from Lowe's. They're $5 a piece. I went ahead and measured out exactly where I wanted them to be and attached them to the wood with some wood screws. Now what I'm doing is I found the spot exactly where I want to put it on the wall, and the center hardware on my piece just so happens to go directly into a stud. So I'm putting that one in first, and then what I'm doing is actually putting my new shelf up on the wall. It's just gonna kind of teeter there just for a second, so be really careful if you do this. This is just so that I can find out if it's level or not before placing my marks for the 2 outside brackets. So I just take my time here, make sure it's perfectly level, and then I mark the spots where I'm going to put the hardware into the wall. If you do this right and you're really, really careful and you don't wiggle it too much, it will all work out and hopefully it'll be completely level. So as you see, I'm just taking my time here and making sure that is done correctly. Now I remove it from the wall and I begin to put in my drywall anchors. My shelf does not line up so that all the brackets are directly into a stud. It's actually only the middle bracket in the stud. But if all of yours line up perfectly with studs, you don't have to do this step. This is just making sure that my shelf is not gonna fall off the wall, so I'm using the drywall anchors. Now that you have those in place, put your shelf back on, and then you should at this point be able to put in all of your hardware so that your shelf is safely secured to the wall. Double check and make sure it's still level. Yay! Now that it is level and everything is lined up, I'm just gonna tighten up all the screws and it's done. Beautiful. I really wanted some new decor for our laundry room, but I didn't want to break the bank. I could very well go to Target and spend like $700 on decor, but instead I got this piece of wood out of our garage and some extra paint that we had, and I started painting these funny little trees. Now that my artwork is complete, I'll start to assemble the frame. I found these boards in our garage, so I'm going to use them. I cut them to size, sanded them, and stained them a matching color. This style frame is very easy to assemble. All I do is get some nails and nail it directly into the board. I do the long sides first and then the short sides. Pretty easy. And just like that, it's done. I love it. All of the decorations and baskets that I used in the laundry room was stuff that we already had in the house. That's a great way to save money on projects, is to look around you and use what you already have. I also installed a really cute light fixture. This entire do-it-yourself project cost $85. If you like it, make sure you push the thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.